Multiple figures who were involved in one way or another with the Watergate scandal, from journalist Carl Bernstein, who helped break the story, from John Dean, who actually served as White House counsel to Richard Nixon during Watergate. They have all come out within the past week or so to talk about how bad the Trump administration spying on their political enemies truly is. And again, these are the people who know it best because they were around when the President of the United States was, spying on his political enemies, trying to get information about them to give him an edge in the election. Here's the difference, though. These people, Carl Bernstein, John Dean, they all say what Trump did was far worse than what Nixon did. Bernstein said that Trump's actions went further than what Nixon ever did. And to be honest, I do agree with that statement as well. Donald Trump was using the government itself to spy on his political enemies, who also happen to be members of the United States government. And, as we found out earlier in the week, also happened to be his own White House counsel. Then, of course, you had John Dean, White House counsel for Richard Nixon during Watergate, and he said that what Trump has done was Watergate on stilts and steroids. That's how much bigger it truly was, what Donald Trump did. And of course, we can't say for certain that Donald Trump authorized this. We need more information. It would seem likely, of course, that Donald Trump wanted this to happen, but whether or not he actually got his hands dirty and requested it is another thing. It could have been anybody with authority in this administration. It could have been Jared Kushner having a talk with Jeff Sessions saying, Jeff, listen, you've already pissed the guy off, so we're going to need some favors for you if you want to get back on his good side. Sounds plausible, right? Again, we don't know. That could be a completely fictitious scenario that I just made up because we don't have answers for this. Early in the week, actually over the weekend, last weekend, Nancy Pelosi did say that the House of Representatives wants to get testimony from Barr and Sessions, who were both involved in this. Also need testimony from Rod Rosenstein. But is testimony really enough? Because last weekend, all three men lied about their knowledge of this. They said, I didn't know this was happening. Oops. Silly me, I guess. So we can't trust what these individuals have to say. So sure, it's wonderful to get their testimony, get them on record, humiliate and embarrass them. However, you want to find out what happened, find out from the little guys. Find out from the people with something to lose. Jeff Sessions' career is over. Bill Barr's career is over. These guys don't ever have to do anything again for the rest of their lives. But those career DOJ employees, the ones that were put on this task, they're the ones that have the answers. They're the ones who know what they were told, by whom. So you get that information from them, then you go talk to the people who talk to them, and eventually you're going to work your way up to somebody with all of the information, and you're going to find a squealer. That's how these investigations work. You basically, at this point, have to treat it like you're investigating the mafia. You start at the bottom, and you work your way up until you find the squealer. They're always there. Sometimes it just takes a little digging to find that little piggy. But I promise you, if you actually put forth a good faith effort to do it, you're going to find the pig, and you're going to make him squeal. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.